welcome to 5 months in the future. Well, it's the present, but we're going back 5 months with these next couple videos that I'm posting on YouTube. Reason being, I've just gotten caught up in mum life and caught up in a little bit of making excuses too of uploading videos. So we are going rewind back to my maternity leave, so right before my induction for little baby. Because she had gastroschisis, I was induced at 37 weeks, and you would have heard a little bit about that in my previous video about PCOS and having a high-risk pregnancy and about gastroschisis. So go check out my last video, and that explains it all there, and I guess my pregnancy journey and all that. So this is just kind of a catch up of what happened just before I had birth. Then there'll be a birth video and then a catch up video of what's been happening in the last 5 months and how everything's been going and all that kind of good stuff. So in this video we'll be diving into my maternity leave. I left work 2 weeks prior to having my induction, and it was a whirlwind of 2 weeks. My best friend comes home from the UK and she's been there for 2 weeks, so she's come home to be there and be present with me at the birth, which is beautiful. There's a little bit of nesting as well as just a little rundown of how I was going psychologically at the time, so I can share a little bit about that now. So throughout my entire pregnancy I nested hard. I'm a person that likes to move my furniture around like 10 times a year. So to be honest, it didn't end up being perfect. It didn't end up being exactly what I wanted by the time I had the baby, but boy did I have fun doing it, and spending the lovely trips at Kmart and all that stuff. So there was a lot of nesting, and I think part of that was obviously distraction, distracting myself from the impending induction and just everything else that was going to follow with that being a high-risk pregnancy and a gastroschisis baby. So a bit of distraction there, as well as like binging Netflix.
An order claims this territory. You will withdraw.
This planet belongs to the Nizu. They have 5 colonies here.
I definitely was going into birth wanting it all natural, and being that I was high risk, some of the options that I wanted weren't available. Things like water births, kind of standing and giving birth as well. Really I was advised pretty heavily that I'll have to be on the bed if I had an epidural or not, and I was very against epidural at the start of my pregnancy, but I did watch Sarah's Day's birth vlog, and that made me feel that it's okay to not go all natural if that's just not what's feeling right in the moment. And you'll see a little bit about that throughout my birth vlog as well. So yeah, it was an emotional time. It was excitement, it was a lot of fear, but my partner James definitely helped me a lot with the fear of just saying, you know what, like, what are you going to go into? What are you going to go into for the birth? Are you going to go in there with fear? Are you going to go in there with love? And being that this channel is full of love, of course I went in there with full to the brim of love. So yeah, I'd say it's a challenging time because there's just that anticipation, particularly because I knew what date I was going into the hospital, as well as just that fear of the unknown. So I think that's pretty typical with everyone. I don't think I had a particularly unique experience when it comes to how I was feeling psychologically before having a baby, but regardless, I just thought I'd share a little bit of what I was feeling, because if you're feeling that and you're pregnant, that's like totally fine to feel scared, and even feel scared about things past the pregnancy. You know, how am I going to feed every night, and how am I going to do this, and what's best for her or him that way, and all that kind of stuff. So it's totally normal. So I think we will dive into seeing my best friend for this first time in 2 years. She was one of the first people to know that I was pregnant and always got photo updates throughout the whole pregnancy. And she came back just a few days before I was due for my induction. So it was so beautiful, and I think at the time 36 weeks pregnant, so I had a bit of a bump, and it was a magical moment, just standing waiting for her and all that kind of stuff. I'll see you guys in 5 months, because the next videos will be a birth vlog and a catch up. So see you in 5 months. Pretty much a update on what's been happening. Today is Sunday, so I got kind of caught up on catching up with friends, catching up with family, and kind of preparing the house and cleaning it, even though our bubs won't actually be home for the first 6 weeks. I just want to be leaving the house knowing that it's clean and tidy. So today being Sunday, pardon me. So today being Sunday, I go into hospital tomorrow morning to start the process of my induction. I don't get officially induced till Tuesday, but today is my last full day at home without a baby, so that's really exciting. So I'm doing some meal prep, just a bunch of frozen meals and stuff to take with me up in Sydney, as well as leaving for James when he's down here, because he'll be by himself down here, and I just want to make sure that we're both eating well and got food to eat, and we're not relying on takeaway and spending too much money or anything like that. So particularly because I'm trying to establish a milk supply, I need to be really conscious about what I'm eating and making sure that I've got good nutrients and veg and everything in there. So I'm making a bunch of stuff today, just really my staples, so things that I cook very often. So I'm using the Thermomix to make shepherd's pie. I'm also making some pre-made breakfast sandwiches, some meat-free nachos, some spag bowl that's full of veg. Pretty much every vegetable I can really think of that I have in the fridge kind of goes into that spag bowl. And curried sausages, I think, is the other thing that we're making, just because I've been craving that a lot lately, and I thought that it'd be good to have something like that. So yeah, so pretty much for the rest of the day, it's food prepping, it's cleaning the rest of the house, pack our bags for Sydney, and be on our way tomorrow morning. So it's all very exciting. So what I've done this week is Monday I cleaned the nursery. I kind of went too hard cleaning the nursery and got really excited about it, so I ended up quite tired on Tuesday, so I kind of just didn't do anything, just rested. Wednesday was a little bit more cleaning, but still resting because I was still quite tired. And then Thursday, Friday, I really just spent with James. James got home from some work. He'd been away for a week, so I was really just spending quality time with him. Yesterday we went out, ran some errands, got the groceries for our food prep, bought a camera so then we can update this little camera here. What did we do? We also spent some time with James's mum and brother. and to spend some time hanging out with them before we go away as well. So it's really just spending time hanging out with friends, hanging out with family, and I also got my hair dyed pink as well. So I had my lovely friend Lily. I just thought something fresh and something different going into the whole mumhood, so I decided to dye my hair pink. Yeah, I just have to get into cooking now. I think it's around it's 9 o'clock, so hopefully I'm hoping to get all this cooking done in 4 hours. So by 1 o'clock, quickly do a tidy the rest of the house and then just chill and not do anything. Just because it's my last day at home, I just kind of want to chill out, try not to think about anything too much.